Hello world. So I've been working on my second iteration of the pet robot, called it Pet Robot version 2. However, I've run into a few problems. These are the components that I decided to use. You can see I've upgraded from the AA battery pack to some 18650 Samsung type lithium ion batteries. And these are pretty powerful, except they're a pain in the ass to charge, and they're a pain in the ass to find the right components to charge them with something simple like a USB connection. You can see the board that I'm using below. It's that blue board. It's called the 4056. You can find them on eBay or Amazon. These are great. They have USB-C type. However, they only work with one cell, one battery cell. I didn't know this. So, like an idiot, I soldered the 4 cells I had in series. So I soldered the negative to a positive terminal of the batteries, and then I soldered tabs to the leads of the positive and negative ends of the batteries, and I connected that to the 4056 chip. Doesn't work. The chips can only handle one battery. So what you got to do is you got to pretty much charge these in a separate designated lithium ion battery cell charger. These batteries are like 3.6 volts each, something like that. Can't remember. I think it's 3.6 volts. I can't remember off the top of my head. And if you put them in series, it doubles the voltage. And I wanted a high voltage, somewhere, you know, anywhere from 5 volts and higher, to be able to power the AVR as well as be able to power the servo and have the servo. If you put it under like 5 volts, it can get jittery, or you can run into some power issues where it's not really moving that fast. I've tried it before with regular battery packs and 3-volt power supplies. It just doesn't do what I want it to do. So basically, this version of the pet robot needs the power, and I'm gonna give it to it. So what I've decided to do is take the cells that I have and set them aside for later, and I'm just gonna reorder the cells, and I'm going to charge them separately with a lithium ion cell charger that I already have. And I've ordered some two cell battery packs, which you can plop them in and take them out and recharge them separately. I was gonna have a USB-C type charging module. That's what that blue chip has. It's so nice. However, it's just a little underpowered. So I'm gonna hang on to this. I'm gonna hang on to these batteries. I didn't have a spot welder. That's like $100 to $200. So hell no. And I saw some videos where people have been soldering the tabs and soldering the wires onto the batteries for years without problems, and they had pretty good videos. You just gotta have some nice flux to go along with that. So here's just an update of what I've been going through. Since this was my first time working with lithium-ion battery cells, I expected trouble, and boy did I get it, in spades. A few times I accidentally connected the two ends of the terminals together, like when I was snipping the tabs that I had soldered onto them. I wanted them to get a little bit cleaner look to them, so I snipped it and accidentally bridged the connection in between the negative and the positive tabs. I did that on both of the packs that I tried to solder, and one of these packs, you can see, turned out really bad. That was my first one. I was using the wrong soldering tip, and I was experimenting with some new flux that I got. I never used flux before. There was enough flux in the wire that I use, so I didn't really think I needed it, but man, does it make a difference, especially when you're doing any type of embedded, like board projects, PCB board projects, anything with tiny components, and it just makes everything look really nice and shiny, and it gives you that really strong, good looking connection that you're looking for. So I highly recommend it. You can see the before and after. You can see the first pack, it went pretty terrible. I swapped the the soldering tip for a more wide, kind of flat nose type of deal, and that seemed to help spread the solder a little bit better. The negative terminal is actually the entire outer case of the battery, so that has to heat up enough for the solder to melt to it. That's why people don't recommend you solder these battery packs, because you can possibly damage them or shorten their life, etc. And just soldering is tough. It's tough in general. So I don't know, you could try it out, but if you have the money, try and get a spot welding kit, something like that. I mean, they're 100 to 200 bucks. You can't blame people for not wanting to buy them. I don't want to buy one yet, but I do want one eventually. And I'm a little hesitant to make one myself because people are making them out of like car batteries, and look, I don't think I'm ready for that. So maybe in the near future, we'll see. Alright, so I tried this on a few of them, and you can see there's a hole. There's a hole that burst on the chip on this one. Now, what do you think that was? That's right. I soldered the positive lead to the negative spot and the negative lead to the positive spot. This is the flux that I ordered and I've been using. I like it. A, because it's made in the USA. And because it's non-toxic, it's water soluble, it's non-acid, so it's probably not corrosive. And it's pretty straightforward to use. Directions: 1. Apply flux. 2. Solder. 3. Wipe joint with wet cloth. 4. Flush the inside of the pipe. Huh? Smells good. And it provides a really, really solid connection. Yikes. So that's about it for this update. I will continue to work on this build. I have some other parts coming and I just gotta wait on them, but the build is coming along. I've been really busy with some other stuff. Stay grounded.